Hi guys, this is Paige. I want to make this video for women of God. Now, men of God can watch this video too if they'd like. I believe it'd be fruitful for them to hear how God feels about this and to teach them about how women feel and a woman's value. But in this video, I'm pretty much talking to women of God. Women of God, don't let a man take you for granted. Do you know in this world what happens between men and women? So many women let men take them for granted. Do you know what I mean by that? The man doesn't appreciate her and he doesn't see her value. You know how it says in the Bible that if a virtuous woman, her price is far above rubies? Do you know if you're God's daughter, you're born again, you're really his daughter? Do you know that you are worth more than all the treasures in the world? Literally. Seriously. Do you know how rare you are? Like, I don't know, 1 in 5 million, something like that. Super rare. Do you know how rare I am? Women who really love Jesus are very rare in this world. Extremely precious. Extremely valuable. And ladies, there's men out there who are just gonna see you and treat you like you're nothing, like a piece of trash. And when in the eyes of your heavenly Father, you are incredibly valuable. This is going on throughout the whole world. Between men and women. See, women are so kind-hearted in general. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are. That if they care about a man, they'll just let the man take them for granted. Because women don't know their true value from God. And they look to men. This is something within women will do. I've done this before too. We look to men to verify our value. To make us feel valuable. And then when a man doesn't make us feel valuable, he makes us feel like we're nothing, it destroys a woman. Because women, the way God made women, is he made women to need love. It says for husbands to love their wives and for the woman to respect the man or reverence him. Now, of course, the woman should love her husband too, but isn't that interesting that it's men love your wife, woman reverence your husband? Why? Because women need love. Ladies, do you know if a man treats you like dirt and steps on you, that he does not even deserve to look upon your face? That's what God was showing me. I know that kind of could sound proud to people. I believe that's how God feels about it. You know, my ex-boyfriend, he would say he loved me and all this, and you know, the things he's done. I've talked about it. That man does not deserve me in any way. If a man treats you badly, he does not deserve you. My ex-boyfriend, he doesn't even deserve to be in my presence. He doesn't even deserve to look upon the beauty of my face or hear my voice. You think God was going to let him have me? No. You know what God showed me? He was like, I'm not just going to give you to anyone, Paige. That's how he feels for his daughters. He doesn't want to just give you to anyone. He prevented it. He wouldn't let me be with him, that guy. He doesn't deserve me at all. And you know what's crazy? He tried to make me feel like, or he made me feel like I wasn't good enough for him. When actually he didn't deserve me because of the way he treated me. You know how blessed he would be to have me? Ladies, men would be blessed to have you. A man would be blessed to have you. A man of God would be blessed to have me. I know that. I know my value now. I wish that I could go back in time, and when I met my ex-boyfriend, I could just tell him, you know, if you love me, if you want to be my boyfriend, show me you love me. And then I wouldn't have had to go through all that. Do you know when I first met this man, I first met him and we talked on Skype together. Do you know what he told me? He told me he didn't love me. It was very weird. You would think for a Christian, we're supposed to love each other as Christians, right? I know brothers, they'll come and they'll tell me, sister, I love you. And I'll be like, I love you too, brother. Like, I love my brothers. There's a brother, you know, he's uploading my videos. I'm very grateful for him. I love my brothers. But man, this man, he literally told me, I don't love you. You know what that was? That was a warning from God. And then he told me the whole dream he got from God. And in the dream, God was very angry and he told him, that's my daughter, do the right thing with her. You know, God had him tell me that dream. Do you know why? Because God knew how badly he was going to mess up with me, and he wanted me to know that he cared, that God cared, and he warned him. That's how much that man doesn't even fear God, that he literally warned him, and he still did what he did. He doesn't even deserve to look upon my face. Ladies, if a man comes to you and he tells you, I love you, I want to marry you, you know what your attitude should be? Okay, you love me, you want to marry me, then show me that you love me. Show me that it's true love, or else you can't have me. That should be the attitude. Jesus Christ showed us that it was true love. He died for us. And we must truly love him back, as in we must keep his commandments. It's action, not just words. It's like that song, you know, I'm not going to like support the woman who sings this song, but it's like that song. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. I say that with respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to a man. You want to marry me? Okay, where's the providing? Where's the ring? You don't have it? You don't have the providing? You don't have the ring? You're not ready. So I'm not giving you my heart. You can go work and tell me and show me that you love me. True love. Because if you don't want to work for me and show me that you love me, you don't deserve me. And it's not true love. You know, God has shown me on such a high level, I still don't fully know how much He truly loves me and that it's true love. True love. Hey, you want to be with me? Show me. And if you don't want to show me and you don't want to provide, then I'll be with Jesus Christ, who truly loves me. And I don't view that as true love. So, yeah. This is how it should be. Women should protect their hearts from men and not just let them in. Because that's what I did with my ex-boyfriend. I let him in before he ever proved to me he was ever worthy of me, and he stepped all over me. I thought the man cared about me. You think he cares about me? Treating me that way and not even coming and saying sorry for all the hell he put me through. He doesn't care about me. I knew him for years. You know who he cares about? Himself. You know what God showed me about him? He was like, Paige, if you married that man, your life would have been a mess. Because he doesn't truly love me. He's still sinning. That's what he showed me. I mean, I hope he repents, truly, but... And you know how angry he is that I came out and told everyone what he did? God led me to do it, actually. And why is he so angry? If you're watching me, why are you so angry? I'm just telling everyone what you've done to me. I guess you thought I wouldn't open my mouth because I'm a nice woman. I'm a sweet woman. And it would just be concealed. But now it's coming to the light. If you never treated me that way, I wouldn't have to open my mouth. If you had heeded the warning of God and truly feared him, I wouldn't have to open my mouth and tell everyone. God protected me on such a level with that man. Like, I could not break the relationship off because I cared so much for him. You know how valuable a woman's love and care is for a man? If you're a woman of God and you love a man or you care deeply for him and he just takes it all for granted, doesn't appreciate it, it's so valuable. And he just steps all over your love and throws it in the trash. You know, your value doesn't change based on how people treat you, but there's going to be people that don't see your value in this world. And there will be people that do see your value. Some men see me and they see I'm valuable and I'm a woman of God. Other men look at me and they don't see it. Or people, they don't. It's like $100 bill or like a I mean, you're more valuable than that. Or a beautiful diamond necklace. This is just a representation. Say someone had a beautiful diamond necklace, so valuable, worth millions and millions of dollars. They took it, they just threw it in the trash. Still worth millions and millions of dollars, isn't it? But they didn't value it. Now someone else will, and God always does. Do you know what I'm saying? That man doesn't even deserve to look on my face. He would be so blessed to have me. He even told me once, like, how I wouldn't be a blessing because I worried or something. God's shown me specifically out of his love for me that he protected me from that man. He's not just going to give you to anyone if you're his daughter. Do you know if a man treats you like trash or doesn't appreciate you, hurts you in relationship, that God is very angry about it, righteously angry. During the whole time where my ex was not treating me right, I would think, I'd be like, God, are you upset about this? How could he do this to me? Cheat on me, lust after other women, and how could he do this to me? Make me feel like I'm not good enough and everything. The whole time God was very righteously angry with that man. He showed this to me strongly. There's this clip of a movie. I'm not going to say the movie, but he showed me very strongly that the guy in the clip is like a representation of him. And the woman was not being treated right by the guy she was with. And you know what the man was saying? He's like, if he ever touches her the wrong way. That's how angry he was. And I was like, whoa. And God's like, that's how I feel. God's righteously angry about it. It says that if anyone were to offend one of these little ones who believe in him, it would be better for them to have a millstone hung around their neck and drowned in the depths of the sea than to mess with one of his children. That's what same goes for men who try to mess with his daughters. Especially if they're not even saved. They're not even born again. Not saying my ex isn't saved, but it's weird that he doesn't have conviction like he should. Very weird. But do you see? He's righteously angry about it. He's not just sitting there being like, whatever, it's fine. This goes for anyone. If you're bullied by people, if you're God's child, he's righteously mad. Do you know the reaping and the sowing a man will go through for messing with one of his daughters? Me publicly shaming that man is just the fingertip of what God's going to put him through to show him and teach him a lesson over what he's done to me and the woman before me, who's also his daughter. Just the cusp of it. People will reap what they sow. It's biblical. I'll give you guys an example. I'll give you some examples of this. You know, with celebrities, God's actually taught me things through the lives of celebrities. I know people might think, oh, you know, this is gossipy or whatever. Actually, he teaches me lessons and things, good lessons, through the lives of celebrities. Brad Pitt married to Jennifer Aniston. They were married. Guess what happened? He did a movie with Angelina Jolie. He fell in love with Angelina Jolie and divorced Jennifer Aniston. He actually came out and talked about how she was boring or something, like Jennifer Aniston was boring. You know what happened? He married Angelina Jolie, and he pretty much flaunted his relationship with her too, right in front of Jennifer Aniston, kinda. Like they had this magazine shoot where they were pretending to have children or whatever, and Jennifer Aniston was like, yeah, he's missing his sensitivity chip or something like this. God actually has me look at this stuff, I think. It's very interesting. You know what happened? He married her. They had all these children, then he married her. They adopted children. They had children that were biological too. And then she divorced him. And she was trying to make it so he couldn't even see his own children. And then he just became like a broken man. Do you know what happened? He had to go to Jennifer Aniston and tell her sorry for what he did to her. He definitely did, because now they're cool with each other. She like invited him to her birthday party or something. Do you see the reaping there and the sowing of that man? Man, I give it to Jennifer Aniston. She's not even born again, and she's a very forgiving woman. If I married a man and he did that to me, he left me and told people I was boring or something, I would be out of my mind in crazy righteous anger. I'd go insane with righteous anger. And she forgave him later. I mean, that's great. We are to forgive people. I do forgive my ex. I'm not going over there trying to destroy him, but I'm using him as an example in my teachings, which God wants me to do. And I'm bringing things into the light of what he's done already. If he never did it, I wouldn't have to say anything. And by doing that, it is kind of like a reaping that he gets. But it's not even the beginning with him. Same for other daughters of God. See, women will stay with a man and let them treat them like garbage. And they'll take crumbs of love from the man when they really should be getting a full cake. And then they think, well, God probably doesn't care. Actually, he's righteously angry about it. And the man will reap and sow what he's done. I mean, he'll reap what he sows, what he sowed. That's not unforgiveness. This is simply the ways of God. I mean, when you're of God, you are someone that wants justice. That's not unforgiveness. It's justice. We are to bless our enemies and love them and all that stuff. And I do love them, and I love them. But I also want justice. And God is a God of justice. Because there's no way a man's going to treat me like dirt for like 4 years, 3 years, and that he's not going to reap. And when I'm God's valuable daughter over here. Same for you, women. God really wanted me to speak on this too. This is God. He was putting this in me so strong. I was like, don't really want to talk about that. And then he gave me this song about ringing the bell and all this. And then he showed me this thing about like putting on red shoes or like red slippers. Like, preaching, I was like, all right, I'll go do it. He wants his daughters to know how loved they are, how valuable they are, and that he sees them being treated like dirt, and he's not happy about it. Another example, Tom Cruise, married to Nicole Kidman for like 10 years. He divorced Nicole Kidman, married Katie Holmes. The man was crazy in love with Katie Holmes. Had a baby with her. I remember when I was lost, I saw them together. I was so envious. I was like, oh, I wish I was her. He would take her. He like literally like they'd ride on the motorcycle together, and he proposed to her at the Eiffel Tower. I was like, that's awesome. And what happened? She divorced him, left him, took her baby with her. Now Tom Cruise is in a horrible cult. And I believe she divorced him because she didn't want her child to go through like the cult stuff that happens at a certain age. But I see that as reaping and sowing too. I don't know how God does it, but it is reaping and sowing. When men leave their wives who they have promised to be with, and they go off with other women, God is very angry. Even lost people too, of course. And they will reap. Do you see Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, divorced their wives for another woman? Guess what happened? That woman left them. Put them through hell. It's reaping and sowing. Reaping what they sowed. Johnny Depp, another example. This is all throughout. This is examples. You will see it. The reaping and the sowing. Johnny Depp with some woman had children with her. I don't think they were married though, but still, she was the mother of his children. He left her for like some younger woman. That woman put him through hell. His reputation is literally destroyed now because of her. I'm not going to say what happened isn't true. Like, I don't know if he did anything to her, but I also heard things like, I heard a tape of her saying how she hit him, so I don't really know, but he can't even act in certain movies anymore. Because of her. Reaping and sowing. Mel Gibson, same thing. Left his wife, went with a younger woman. She humiliated him. I think like he was abusive to her. I don't know. They said something like that. I'm not going to say it's true. I don't know. But isn't it weird that these men, when they were married to their wife, none of this stuff ever happened? Only when they left the wife with someone else, then they went through hell and they were shown that there was something wrong there. Reaping and sowing. That's God's justice. If a man comes to you, he tells you he wants to be with you, tell him, you can show it to me. Because it says in the Bible that men should love their wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for them. Gave up his life for her. And that a man should nourish and cherish her like Christ does the church. Do you know what that means? Nourish means to provide for. And cherish means to lovingly take care of. It even says in the Bible, if a man does not provide for his house, it's like he denied the faith. Let men work for it, ladies. If they really love you, let them show you it's true love. 'Cause you're worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. That's the attitude. Not like a proud, thing. We are to be humble and meek, but also know your worth, ladies. Where is the ring? And let God make sure that he's from God and for you, too. Confirmation. All right, love you guys. Bye.